glad to have you here. My name is Don and this is Adventures This Way. Here at Adventures This Way, I'm all about the power sports world. Riding, maintenance, and repairs. Today I'm out working in the garage and the focus is maintenance. Got the Polaris Sportsman 850 XP back there. We are going to be doing a few different things. We are going to be changing the rear diff fluid. Step 2, going to be removing the rear shocks and replacing the bushings. We're going to get rid of the old stock OEM ones and we're going to put in an aftermarket brand. All right, let's get to it. By the way, Jill, how do you like my green gloves? Apparently they're biodegradable. That's why they were $24 a box. I had no idea. Now, I am not a mechanic. However, I do have a very long mechanical background. One thing an old timer always taught me was when you're changing a fluid in something, ensure that you can get the fill plug out first. Because if you drain all the fluid out and then you realize you can't get the fill plug out or it's stripped or something, well, then you're in trouble. Okay, let's crack this free. Oh, piece of cake. This guy here. I think I already cracked this thing, it was loose. Now you don't have to take your skid plate off for this, which is nice because there's a hole in it where it can drain. I just clean the mud out of it. Let's have a look, see what the color is like. Let's see. Oh, that looks real good. Let's check our, how's the plug look? Yeah, there's some goo in there. Very fine. May have some fine stuff in there. She's had a hard life. So this fluid looks really clear. Fluid looks nice and a nice color. So it's telling me that I'm not really getting any water seeping in. So that's a good thing. A little bit of maybe slight wear and tear in the gears, but she's had a hard life. What's going on here? Technical difficulties. There she goes. So this is the Polaris angle drive fluid. I don't know what's different about it compared to a regular gear oil. It's much more like a regular gear oil in the consistency, but definitely don't like the front stuff, that's for sure. This stuff's a lot thicker. So where I'm at right now, I reset the service reminder on the dash and I'm right at 25 hours. What did I do with that last time? Yeah, so I set it for 50 hours and I did my oil change, changed fluids in both of the diffs. I also did the transmission fluid as well. But what I'm gonna try to really make sure I do is really keep up on changing these diff fluids a little more regular. Because you know what? Yeah, I pretty much give her it's extreme use. Okay, there we go. A little bit seeping out. Happy with that. Of course, always torque to the proper specs. Check your service manual and all that, blah, blah, blah. On to the next job. Next job, let's get these shocks off of here so we can change the bushings. Well, let me tell you, taking these rear shocks off, so much easier. The access is so much easier than the front shocks. I need a little bit of leverage. See a little bit of leverage to crack that free. Oh, where'd you go? Okay, let's leave him loose there so it doesn't fall down. Where did that thing? Oh yeah, I dropped my thing. Where'd you go? Of course, I was telling myself, don't drop the friggin' nut. You gotta hang on to your nuts. That's all I gotta say. There you go. Oh, I see it. I see him. I see him. let's get our magnet. You know, this is one of the most valuable tools. Oh, come on. Is a magnet for getting stuff that has fallen. And things usually fall where you don't, in a bad spot. We got her. Now, I have super ATV arched A-arms, and they have a 2-inch lift built into them. The way the shock mounts in here, you need a long socket to access it. But it fits together quite nicely. Get some of the pressure off it. There she goes, just like that. Well, there you go, bugger. Dang, shock don't want to come out. Okay, let's get this guy out of here. Where's my light? You know, someday it'd be nice I can get an actual good, proper lift in here. That would be awesome. I got a little lift for the snowmobile over there, but I'm talking like a platform lift. That would be something. Why does this not want to come out? I don't. Oh, wiggle it just a little bit. There we go. Whew. Wiggle it just a little bit. All right, we got the shock out. Let's go change the bushings. This here will show you detail of what is wrong with this bushing here. You see this space in here? It's moved so much, it's actually, you can see how it's moved, how the sleeve, you can actually see how the sleeve's moved inside there. It's kind of like an egg shape. It's mushroomed it out, as they say. That one was really, really bad. Okay, we'll get that fixed up. Okay, now that we've got the shock off, let's get these old bushings out. Suckers in there good. A lot easier if I put this in my vise, but I'm kind of using the vise as a camera holder. So I didn't really see that one through. Oh man, this thing's just freaking stuck. There we go. Yeah, you know what, that's something that, because these aren't greasable, you really need to keep on them. These are garage products. Let's just read it. Thanks for purchasing Ultralife Suspension Bushings by Garage Products. You gotta clean it. Anyways, blah, 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 blah. Put the bushings in, then you tap the sleeve in after. Pretty straightforward. So I got this here. Yamalube, multi-purpose grease, waterproof, extreme pressure, anti-corrosion. You know what? They say you're supposed to use synthetic, which I don't know if this what this is or not. I think it'll work for these shock bushings. They make good quality stuff. Anywho, okay, a little bit. Lube is good. We all know that, don't we? We all know lube is good. Now, what it says is, you want to be careful when you top these in to get it straight. Put it on a hard surface, definitely works easier. Nice. Nice. Step 2 is the sleeve. I want to get some on the inside so that when the bolt goes through, it can kind of help coat it. That's the idea. There we go. She's a nice snug fit. Do the lower one and we can reinstall her. All right, now that we got these bushings changed out, we gotta put the shock back in. Pretty straightforward procedure. However, it is a little bit different with the aftermarket A-arms, but really not that big of a deal. It's a tight fit. Small bolt goes on the top. Remember that. Okay. So, start down lower. This one's a tight fit, let me tell you. There we go. So work her in the bottom because it's got a bit of an angle to it. Oh, look at that. Just move the lower control arm up and you can move the shock and get it into place. Oh, or do that. Okay, let's get it. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah. See if we can't give her a little brapping. Oh yeah, there we go. We're through. We'll get her one way or another. So, where are we at here? Look at that. Look at that. Now we got her lined up. So yeah, actually do the bottom one first. Move the control arm up and down. Get it in. And then the top one's a lot easier to line up. Just like that. Make sure you check back for some more maintenance videos on the Sportsman back there. You should check out this playlist here of all the upgrades I have done to the Polaris Sportsman 850 so far. I'll see you in the next one.
Yeah, buddy.